Good morning, everyone. Good morning, mommies and daddies, uncles and aunties, brothers and sisters, profitable traders. Welcome to the Market Color, brought to you by Value Flow Trading and powered by your preferred broker, our preferred broker, Octa, formerly known as Octa FX. Today's Market Color for the morning London session for the 22nd of April 2024 will be kicking off right away. And I'm going to be analyzing the following currency pairs. We're going to be starting off with the dollar index, which is the basket of all other dollar currencies, so that we're going to get a clearer view on most traded currencies as you all know it to be. Then we're going to proceed to Euro USD, which is the most traded currency pair. And after that, we're going to now analyze GBP USD. Following with that, we're going to be looking at gold against the dollar as relative to other precious metals. And then we're going to be wrapping up our analysis with an analysis on the yen, where we're going to be looking at the yen basket and one or two other yen-related currency pairs. After which, we're going to now take commentaries and questions before we wrap up today's London session of the VFT Market Color. My name is CJ, and I'm going to be taking you through this first session. But right before we proceed, I want you to do just one favor, which we always ask for before we proceed with any market color. We want you to share the link to the market color with as many people as possible, especially those who you know are Forex enthusiasts or who have a liking or an interest to Forex trading. The link is vfthub.link/market color. So please make sure you share the link, or you can share the link of this direct Zoom call with your friends. Just copy the link and share it with as many people as possible. You can share it to Facebook groups, you can share it to WhatsApp group, you can share it to any group where you know Forex traders belong to, so that we can all enjoy these great things we're bringing to you this early Monday morning. So we're going to give you 30 seconds to share the link as we proceed. All right. Welcome back. I hope you've used this short period that we gave you to share the link with as many people as possible. So straight away, we're going to be looking at the dollar index. And of course, we're going to be looking at it from the weekly time frame, which gives us a clearer or a broader perspective on what the dollar index is going to be doing this morning and what it has done in the previous week. Now, taking a look at the weekly time frame, already you all know, like we also stated from the beginning of the year, we're expecting a bullish dollar for the most part of H1, that is the first half of this year. And we're seeing that come into play where market has broken structure clearly. You can see the clear market structure break right here. Okay, let me highlight that. Okay, so you can see the clear market structure break that has happened in the previous week. So we know we are very bullish on the dollar. Since we're bullish on the dollar, we're expecting to go bullish on currency pairs like USD CAD and USD CHF, also USD JPY, and we're expecting to go bearish on GBP USD and the likes. All right. Now, looking at what happened last week, look at the way the candle of last week closed. The candle of last week closed with a doji. All right. And then why we are taking that into cognizance is because we saw a break of structure. And since that break of structure, we are expecting a retest. Okay, so maybe on the daily time frame, we may have to draw a fib for this whole swing to the upside. But seeing that last week candles closed with a doji, it kind of shows some signs of indecision and a forceful sell-off. All right, so the buyers were bullied from continuing the buy as at last week. All right, maybe mid last week, the buyers were bullied out of continuing the buy. So we may see some sell-off of the dollar into a discount level and some point of interest around that level before the continuation to the upside. So let's take a look at the daily time frame to get clearer perspective on that. Now, looking at the daily time frame, it would be nice if we draw our fib across the last swing, which is from this swing low all the way to this swing high right here. Okay, now drawing our fib to that level, you see that there is an unmitigated level around here, around 61.8 level, which is also coinciding with the mitigation block. All right, so this unmitigated level has a mitigation block, a fair value gap, and it's at discount 61.8 level. So I'm expecting that the dollar index move for the first half of this week before the midweek reversal. We're expecting that the dollar index may trade into this level before it continues to the upside. So that is my expectation for this week, for the dollar index to trade into this level before it continues to the upside. So let's look at intraday. What are we seeing on the intraday basis? On the intraday basis, we've seen a clear 4-hour break of structure. Okay, there is a 4-hour break of structure that happened around here. Because if you look at it objectively, this is the swing low of the last bullish trend or the last bullish swing high. This is the swing high of the last bullish swing. Right, swing low, swing high of the last bullish swing is giving us the entire structure of the buy trend. Now we've seen that price has broken below the last bullish swing. This is a clear 4-hour break of structure. It's going to also tell me that, or it's already telling me that dollar index may truly trade into this level before we continue. Right, dollar index is set for a retracement, or unless price breaks this bullish swing high again before we continue the uptrend. But until then, I'm looking to go bearish on the dollar based off structure. All right, so this is the level I'm expecting the dollar to trade into before a continuation. So on the path tool, I'm expecting something like this to happen this week, trading to this level and then continue to the upside. All right, this is my expectation for the week on the dollar index. On looking at the 1-hour time frame, we will not see any much difference from what we have on the 4-hour time frame. Instead, we're seeing further confluence on that. Although price is now caught up within a range from this swing high to this swing low, price has been ranging in between it. But we're expecting a breakout of that range to give us this full retracement and then a continuation of the bullish trend of the US dollar. All right, so that is that on the dollar index. So we're going to be moving straight away to Euro USD, where we're going to be looking at it from the weekly time frame to get clearer perspective of what the weekly time frame of Euro USD is doing this is it. So for Euro USD, although the chart is looking kind of clustered, but for Euro USD, this is what I'm expecting to play out on Euro USD. I'm expecting to see how price is going to retrace into last 2 weeks candle, which is kind of another block that created this swing to the downside. So I'm expecting a movement on Euro USD into this level. Okay, so I'm expecting Euro USD to trade into this level before it continues selling. Okay, so let's change this color to something that will indicate a sell. All right, so this is where I'm expecting Euro USD to buy into before it continues selling to the downside. And I'm expecting that since the dollar index is showing us clear signs to the upside, to the downside rather, Euro USD to trade into this level. By the way, there's a fair value gap and an old low around here that price has not mitigated yet. So there are many more reasons why I think Euro USD should trade to the upside before it continues selling to the downside. But overall, I expect Euro USD to trade all the way to this low. All right, I expect Euro USD to trade all the way to take out this low. So let's look at the daily time frame for a closer perspective and for more data on Euro USD. Now, refining the level that we drew on Euro USD, we can see that this is a mitigation block, which is inside a weekly order block. All right, this is the mitigation block. So the darker shade of red is the mitigation block, while the lighter shade of red is the other block of the weekly time frame. Okay, so I hope you all are following. Now, Euro USD, I expect it to trade into this level before it starts selling to the downside. So on the daily time frame, we can draw a swing low to the swing high to get premium and discount points. So you can see that our analysis is aligning with a lot of confluence. On the swing points of 61 to 50% discount level, we're seeing that the mitigation block lies within that level. So that gives us enough confluence alongside this huge fair value gap, which is right on the daily time frame. So I'm expecting Euro USD to trade into this level and then continue selling to the downside. So for Euro USD, this is my expectation. We trade into this level and a continuation to the downside to clear out this low that is resting around here. So we can also mark out that low to be our target. Okay, so this is where I'm expecting Euro USD to trade into. All right, so let's also check the 4-hour time frame for intraday trades on Euro USD. Seeing what Euro USD has done on the 4-hour time frame, also just like the dollar index, it has broken structure to the upside, retraced. So I'm expecting it to trade further up to this upside where we just highlighted above. So let's also look at the 1-hour time frame. Okay, so seeing what Euro USD is doing based off the 1-hour time frame, I'll be looking for some manipulation around the Asian range. All right, so I'm looking out for a manipulation where I expect price to sweep the Asian range and then continue trading to the upside. All right, so I'm expecting a sweep of the Asian range. You can also see the liquidity that has been created around that level, all this liquidity to the downside. So I'm expecting a sweep of this liquidity. Let me highlight that. So there's a diagonal liquidity residing around here. I'm expecting a sweep of it, and then price will continue all the way to the upside. So I'm expecting a sell to buy, and then that buy to sell. All right, so this is my expectation on Euro USD for the day. And clearly, this is the level, this is one of the levels I'm expecting Euro USD to take out. This low right here. All right, at least this low. Once Euro USD has taken out this low, I'll be looking to take my sales on Euro USD clearly. All right, so that is that for Euro USD. I'm looking to buy on Euro USD this morning, but before I buy, I want to see it take out these lows, and then I'll buy Euro USD all the way to this upside. The moment price taps 250, 1.07250 level, that will be my take profit for the buy. Okay, Then lastly, we're going to be looking at GBP USD for this first section of the analysis. So let's quickly look at GBP USD. Let's start from the weekly time frame. Right, by the way, as we're doing this analysis, I also want you guys on your own trading view or whatever platform you're using for analysis to mark this point so that when they play out just as we've analyzed, you'll be able to take advantage of it as quickly as we do. Now, looking at GBP USD on the daily time frame, on the weekly time frame, I mean, we've seen that we are clearly bearish on GBP USD. All that is now old story because we've analyzed that in previous weeks. So I'm expecting a buy on GBP USD. Now, one of the reasons why I'm even looking more interested in the buy of GBP USD. On the weekly time frame, you can see how that GBP USD has currently traded into the weekly order block. You can see the weekly order block right here. GBP USD is now resting off this weekly order block. So I'm expecting this weekly order block to initiate a buy move, which is a retracement. I'm expecting this weekly order block to initiate a retracement to the upside of GBP USD and then continue to the downside. Also on GBP USD, you can see that on the weekly time frame, there is a fair value gap right here. Okay. So one thing that I like about analyzing from the top-down approach is that you're going to have a lot of confluences that will give you a higher level of confidence to take good trades. I mean, good trades, not just random trades, but good trades. So I'm expecting GBP USD from this order block to trade into this mitigation, sorry, this fair value gap. Now look at the story behind it. GBP USD has broken this low right here. And if you are very good with liquidity grabs, you see that external liquidity has been grabbed, price has traded into internal liquidity. Right? So the whole story is that external liquidity has been grabbed, price traded into internal liquidity, and we're expecting a reversal into another internal liquidity before price goes to take external liquidity. So the story is from external liquidity to internal liquidity. External has been grabbed, we're expecting internal liquidity on the same swing to be grabbed. All right, that is the whole story around this GBP USD buy that I'm looking out for. Now let's look at the daily time frame. Now looking at the daily time frame, we've seen how well that GBP USD has traded into this fair value gap, and then it has broken this low. So I'm expecting a buyback of GBP USD into somewhere around 1.25 region, 1.25 region. That's where I'm expecting a buy of GBP USD to get into. All right, so that on the daily time frame. Also, it's good we draw our feedback across the daily time frame to give us a clear perspective of premium and discount. This way, you can tell the story of the market, where market is and where market is going to. Now, looking at GBP USD, I'm also seeing that my point of interest also aligns with the 50% equilibrium level of the FIB, which is a good place to sell GBP USD if we're going to sell actual. So this is my expectation on GBP USD. One final place I expect GBP USD to trade into is this mitigation block on the daily time frame right here. Okay, so this mitigation block, I'm going to give it a shade of red so that we know we're expecting a sell from there. The mitigation block has a fair value gap attached to it and also another block attached to it. And finally, it's at 61.8 discount level. So these three things is what I'm expecting to happen on GBP USD. For intraday basis, I'm expecting a buy of GBP USD from where price currently is. I'm expecting a buy of GBP USD. Seeing what price has done, I'm expecting a buy of GBP USD, at least for the first instance of the buy. I'm expecting it to trade into this 1 hour order block. And then for the second instance of the buy, I'm expecting it to trade into this much more premium level before the sell. So currently, I'm bullish on GBP USD. I will be waiting for my entry signatures and extra confluence to serve as my confirmation for GBP USD buy. Now, some of you are going to be wondering how I'm going to take this trade. Well, you keep wondering, except you are in our TDA Plus group. For the guys on the TDA Plus group, by the time I'm entering this trade, I'm going to be showing them where I'll enter, how I'm going to put my stop loss, the exact place I'm putting it, and how I'm going to place my various targets, both TP1, TP2, all the way to TP3, if there's going to be anyone at all. Okay, now to be a part of that group, we're going to be sharing a link right away to the chat box. You only need to do 3 things. Sign up with our preferred broker using the link in the chat box, fund your account with about $500 all the way to $20,000. Send us a screenshot that you funded your account, and after you've done so, you're going to be added to the group as soon as possible. Now, let me take a few questions from me before we continue with the analysis. Now, the first comment says, we may look for buy to the sell target. I'm guessing that is on Euro USD. So we may possibly look at the chart once again before we wrap up. And then another person says, am I the only one who can't hear a thing? I think you are the only one. Yeah, I think you're the only one. Everyone is confirming that they can also hear. Then Spotters FX says, please mark the Asian low of EU. All right, I'll do you that favor of marking the Asian low so that you can see the point that I was referencing. All right, so let's look at EU once again before we wrap up this section, so that I'll just give you a clear instance of what I'm expecting to happen on Euro USD. Now, for Euro USD, this is the Asian low. All right, so I hope it's clear now. Okay, so we're not just looking at price violating the Asian low. There are other things we look out for when price has violated the Asian low. Those things serve as our confluence to take the buy of Euro USD. All right, so the Asian low is at 1.06525, 1.06525 level. That is the Asian low. All right. No, the Asian low has not been taken out yet. Price just tapped it. All right, price has just tapped it. The Asian low has not been taken out. All right. So we're going to be taking a short break. And when we come back, we're going to be looking at gold. We're going to be looking at the yen basket. And of course, we're going to be taking commentaries and questions from you guys before we proceed with the analysis. Just so you know, looking at fundamentals, we're expecting PMIs to be released today. We're going to be giving you more information about that tomorrow. But just to give you a heads up, we're expecting PMIs today. We're expecting CPI on the Australian end of things. We're expecting GDP to come out on Thursday. It's a very important economic indicator for how the dollar is going to move. And then we're expecting bank policies for the Japanese yen. So be looking out for this news, as they're going to give us clearer perspective on the various currency pairs that we trade. Right about now, we're going to go on a very short break. And when we return, we're going to be taking analysis from our gold master, Mr. Lekon, and then we're going to be looking at the yen analysis. So sit tight and enjoy the rest of this market color.
All right, good morning, everyone. Good morning, and welcome back to the Market Caller for the week, today, 22nd of April, 2024. So right now, we'll be going into the precious metal analysis, and we're starting from the daily time frame for the precious metal. As we all know that the precious metals has been very bullish for the past few weeks now. It's been on a rally all the way to the upside, price discovery. And we see the last high around the 2430 level. And we've not seen a clear break to the downside. When we go to the lower time frame, we are going to see some little break to the downside. However, like the rule says, don't trade against the trend. The trend is your friend until it bends. So all we are looking for is buy opportunities for the precious metal. So when we come to our 4-hour time frame, like we said last week, until the precious metal breaks a significant low, and where's that significant low we've been looking at is this particular level here. Until it breaks this level here, then we are still very much bullish until it breaks this level here, the 23.19, 23.20 level. So if it doesn't break this particular level, then is not, we are not selling anyway. Instead, we look for opportunity to buy, knowing fully well that the wall looming up and down has, high tendency of making the precious metal fly up once more. As we all know that it's a safe haven asset, so it's very, very important we don't trade against its trend, particularly when there are geopolitical news that is going to push it all the way to the upside. Now, if you look at the 1 hour time frame, where are we now going to be looking at for our buy to happen? Now, this morning in the opening of the day, particularly if you are on our mailing list, you are going to see our markup for the precious metal. We see expected to come down before it resumes its uptrend. Now, if you look at it currently now, what is really happening now, you are going to see that price came on Monday, last week Monday, it clears liquidity below here. And this morning again, we've seen it clear liquidity here again. Where exactly is it heading to? So we'll be willing to buy when price come to this region here, particularly this zone, waiting for buyers to defend price at this particular region. So if you are looking to buy at this particular region, I know some people have entered early the moment price took out liquidity around this place. Yes, that is also a very better way if you want to trade it that way. However, you have to wait to see your setup play out, because we've seen a clear of liquidity here and we've seen price break above to the upside. Now, where price is currently now is very mixed up for the precious metal. But if you just want to scalp in and out just to get what you want in the market, then you wait for significant level where you can easily enter and get the best of it and not be trapped in the movement of price. Now, if you go down all the way to the 15-minute time frame, you are going to see that everything is still to the downside. There's still not yet a clear break of market structure to the upside. So until we see that, then that gives us a confirmation. And that is why we have to go and pick the low on the 1 hour time frame for us to be able to follow it all the way to the upside. Now, if you look at that particular level here, where we marked on the 15 minutes, you can see it's still very much somewhere around this place. This is it. So we still expect price to clear this diagonal liquidity all the way, clear this place and come and tap into this particular shoulder here. Then we follow it all the way to the upside. All right. But if it doesn't move all the way to that level, then all you need to do is wait for a clear break of market structure and go to your lower time frame for confirmation for you to take the trade to the upside. But remember, the overall trend of gold is still very much bullish. So you look for more of buy entries instead of looking for sell. Because when you begin to sell in a buy move, in a uptrend, then you are looking for trouble in the market, which I know you want to preserve your capital and you don't want to give anything out to the market that way. All right, so let's quickly move to the yen basket. What are we seeing on the yen basket? Our analysis for the yen basket is we are expecting the yen to rally all the way to the upside. Yes, and remember on Friday, we said there is still yen basket built liquidity below, and we expect it to come and clear the liquidity all the way to the upside. So when it clears liquidity below, now looking at it on the daily time frame, it may not look much clearer to you here, but if you go to 1 hour time frame, you are going to see that it already clears the low there. This is it. This is the, look at all the lows here. It looks very dicey, right? This is it. Now, can you see this particular level here? You can see how price came to clear all this low. And that is what we've been expecting since Friday, but it happens during the Asian session this morning, early hours of today. And that is why price cleared that particular low. And what are we expecting? We are expecting the yen basket to still buy all the way to the upside, knowing fully well that after the increment of the yen interest rates, price is still, just building liquidity below there. And you are going to see that clearly on the daily time frame. Since the March of last year, of last month, 20th of last month, you see This is it. It's just been ranging there. Doesn't pick any direction, either to the upside or to the downside. Just ranging, and clearing lows, not with full force, but just a little. And that is telling us a story that very soon we are going to see a bullish move on the yen. And if that is going to happen, you understand what is going to interpret on other yen correlated pairs like GJ, like EJ. You are going to see them tanking all the way to the downside. And knowing fully well that those pairs also, they are also seeking their all-time high, particularly GJ. If you look at GJ currently now, you are going to see our last markup was on the, if you look at the monthly time frame of GJ, great, this is it. You can see what GJ is currently doing. Now, I'm still of the opinion we may, probably before the end of the month, we may see a sharp move on GJ just to clear liquidity at this top here. Now, if that happens, then we know that price begin to tank when it clears liquidity at this level here. And that's what we've been seeing for the past 2 months now, just sitting without much volume to the upside, neither does it come to the downside. All it's just doing is sitting at that particular region. And if you look at it on the daily time frame, see what is building there. And knowing fully well what we are expecting to happen on the Japanese yen. Now, if that happens after we've seen it clear the low this morning and it begins its rally to the upside, then we want to see GJ tank all the way to the downside. But I have a concern for GJ if you look at it on the 1 hour time frame. What the Japanese yen did to clear its own low, GJ, please, thank God, please, don't write on the screen, all right? Now, what the Japanese yen did to clear the low of its own zone, you get it, very early this morning, we've not seen GJ did the same thing. Look at it. This is the all-time, the high of GJ, where it builds. You can see a lot of liquidity at this level here. You can see a lot of liquidity here. So, telling us something that we may still see price, rally all the way to clear liquidity at this level here. So the moment price clears liquidity here and give us a sell structure to the downside, even from 15-minute time frame, we can easily enter the trade and ride it all the way to the downside, knowing fully well where are we going to retarget. We're going to see on the 4-hour time frame, look at how liquidity has been built all the way to the upside. So all these guys need price to take out this, all the way to the downside. But remember, what price is doing here seems very much tricky, meaning you may just see a sharp move to the upside to clear all the liquidity around this side, and it begins to go down as discussed. All right. So that is going to be all for the Japanese yen and the yen correlated pairs, GJ. Also for the precious metal. If you have any question, just type in the chat box. Let's quickly take it one after the other. I said, as yen, last week Friday, we saw national core CPI drop. Don't think yen basket will still fall. Like I said, if you look at yen basket right now, look at it, look at what we are seeing, even on the 4-hour time frame. You can see that it builds liquidity below, but we only see a little tap on the 1-hour time frame to clear this liquidity early hours of today, meaning we may still see it, push all the way to the upside, then either begin its buy or still come back to clear fully this particular low, knowing fully well that on GJ still has, you see, it still has some kind of level to clear at the top here. So we still expect it to move all the way. And if this guy is going to run all the way to clear this high, there's high tendency we see the yen basket, give us a clear structure below on that daily time frame, meaning clear liquidity clearly on the daily time frame. All right. Yes, as they have. Yes. AUD JPY. Just let's quickly take a look at that. Now look at AUD JPY too. The same thing is going on with AUD JPY. If you look, let's see it on the monthly. Great. You see what we saw on GBP JPY, see the same thing happening on AUD JPY. So we still have there's still high tendency on the monthly time frame for this price to come and clear liquidity at this level here, knowing fully well that we have a very strong high here. So we still may see that happen on AUD JPY too. And if we are looking at it on the lower time frame, like 4 hours, yeah, all we are seeing is price clearing lows to the downside. But on the higher time frame, we are going to see it that price is strongly bullish on the higher time frame. All right. So if there's any other question, please let's quickly address that before we call it a day. All right. If there's no any other question, thank you so much. This is going to be the end of this session for the market color. We are going to see you again for the New York session by 3 p.m. Make sure if you want to get any of our courses, they are very much available. All you need to do is type in the chat box. You are going to see the number typed in the chat box. You are going to see the phone numbers there, our WhatsApp contact, and we are going to follow you up that way. Someone said, please, can you people consider helping us make the boss strategy free once again? It has always been free and it's very free. It's just, you just need to pay 10,000 Naira just to access the replay. It's free, truly is free. Where we take the boss strategy on our FS Bootcamp, the cost of that course is 125,000 Naira. So after we explain the boss strategy during the free training, we left it for about a week, which is a very big opportunity. So our students' solidarity, they reached out to us, and the best thing you need to do is just let us know. You are going to see our WhatsApp contact in the chat box, and you have access to it. It's just for 10,000 Naira. Just let's see that you are committed to what you want to get. All right? Riz, thank you. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are they? Well done.
Well done, sir.
Good morning, Lekon. Good morning, everyone. I see this nice setup. Aussie dollar bar. See the diagonal liquidity. Exactly. Now that's the diagonal liquidity now. The one that ICT people call low resistance liquidity run. That's the shoulder, that's the sweep, that's the break of structure. Yes, that's diagonal liquidity all the way. Draw the trend line, let it touch the 3. People call it low resistance liquidity run. Am I right? All the ICT people. ICT people, that's low resistance liquidity run. Where is the left shoulder? Where is the left shoulder? On the 3rd, between 3rd and 8th. See the left shoulder, the first left shoulder on the way up. Exactly. That's the shoulder. Let's draw it. Right? That's the sweep. And that's the break of structure to the downside. It broke everything. Liquidity sweep origin, left shoulder origin, it has broken everything. So now it's moving all the way back up. And that level is premium. That level is premium. If you mark it, it's premium. If you do the Fibonacci, it's above 60, above 50%, above equilibrium. Exactly. So it's going to come down and now take out that liquidity. Now, what we have to do is if we zoom out, that low that was created, that lowest low, zoom out, not in, out, out. If we zoom out, is there equidistant? Okay, yes. So see equal lows now around there. Exactly. So those are equal lows. Try and draw a horizontal line. Exactly. So there's every probability because that one too is a shoulder. It's an inverted shoulder. 5th to 11th, 5th to 11th, 5th to 11th. Look at the 5th to 11th bar. Is right in the window. No need to scroll anywhere. See shoulder, see sweep. On the 5th, the left side, the leftmost part of the chart, leftmost. The 5th of March. 5th of March. That's a shoulder. Abi? Then what do we have after that? That's an inverted shoulder, upside down shoulder. What do we have after that? So you can draw that shoulder. You can draw the shoulder. You can draw that shoulder. Inverted shoulder. Is this making sense to anyone? Inverted shoulder. Yes. That's the sweep. It swept the liquidity, then it broke structure to the upside. Then where is our diagonal liquidity? The diagonal liquidity or diagonal support, because we are trying to buy diagonal support. It should touch at least 2 or 3 places. Let's draw it. From the sweep all the way down. Even from the sweep, the lowest low. Diagonal liquidity is right there, tapping into those two exactly all the way. So that's diagonal liquidity, yes or no? So it has not consumed that liquidity. Abi? So from there too, when price taps into that, right? As it taps into that level, what can we see after that? What may we see after that? Boom, up. So now we did a scenario for a sell and a scenario for a buy. Which one would take preeminence? Top-down analysis. Top-down analysis, the trend, overall trend. So let's go to the daily now and see which one will fly. What is the overall trend? What's the overall trend on the daily? You can tell us the overall trend on the daily. Overall trend on the daily is what? Bullish. So which trade, if you want to follow the rules of trading, which one should you take? Is that, but we all know this is a daily trend since February. Since February, so it may sell off. Now, if this buy pattern that we have just said, this buy box that we have just said, if it fails, if that level that we just drew with the diagonal liquidity, if that level fails, what do you think will happen? If that level fails, like that place that we say we want to buy, if that buy level now, that support there fails, what? Fantastic. Tobichukwu has gotten it. Fantastic. Because then exactly, it will now go back up. So you now see the shoulder, then that will now be the sweep. This will now be a break of structure to the downside. Price will now go back into the fair value gap that was created, exactly MSS, market structure shift, break of structure, change of character, choke, whatever you want to call it, just understand the basic concepts. Then its fundamentals will now use to look at this. If Japan should further increase their interest rates by, let's say, another 10 basis points in another quarter, then do you see how we tell the story? Same thing every day. Same thing every day. But of course, based on today, 1 hour, let's scroll to 4 hour. Let's see what 4 hour is showing us. What's the trend on 4 hour? 4 hour is down. 4 hour is a downtrend. So based on 4 hour is a downtrend as far as our eyes can see. Let's zoom out. Since 20. Okay, it's not yet a downtrend though. It's not clear. It's a range. It's a sideways market. So yes, even in a range, you can take the sell, right? Another thing some of you can do on the 4 hour, you can put a moving average. You can put a moving average if you want to determine the trend. Was this helpful? Was this helpful for anyone? And of course, you can use our value flow models. By the time you use yen flow, by the time you use yen bond inflation, by the time you use what else again? US bonds and bullion, right? Our bonds and bullion value flow model, our yen flow model, then I mean, all of that can be of help. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. I hope this was helpful.
This one is delay.
Oh, I mean, unmute. Someone's voice is interrupting. Someone's voice is interrupting. Please mute everybody. Over to you guys back at the floor. Cheers, God bless. Okay, someone was making, okay, I think it was Paul Ejimi. I don't think he's aware. So guys, stay on one pattern. Stay on one pattern. Oh, Paul Ejimi, do you have a question? Do you have a question, sir? You raised your hand. Okay, anyways. So stay on one pattern and master one pattern first. Box pattern, you can master it. I've shown you the box pattern and the inverted box pattern. Then when you have box pattern failure, you know what to do. If it fails, you know what to do. All right? You know what to do. Okay. Thank you very much. Any comments? Any comments? Anyone have any comments? In as much as this is market color, we've done this for so long that some of you should have your own views. Some of you should have your own views. People like Awu Bebetu, people like Pastor John. You cannot move a video where someone has their hand raised. Paul, your hand is raised. Can you ask your question, sir? Can you ask your question? So, you have not asked your question, so I can't, and I can't scroll. You're not allowing me to see other people. Yes, locked my screen. All right, over to you guys on the floor. Cheers. God bless. Make sure you take advantage of the bots that we're selling. Take advantage of it. Cheers. God bless. Over to you, Leko.
Thank you very much, sir. All right, thank you so much. So this is going to be the end of today's market caller for the London session. To meet again 3 p.m. Remember, if you still want the replay of the boss strategy, it's just for 10,000 naira. Just commitment fee of 10,000 naira, access fee of 10,000 naira. That's when we'll know you are serious about it. You know, we left it online and now we need you to be committed to it so we can see that way. All right, so till we meet again by 3 p.m. for the New York session, I remain the Conshemi. Cheers and God bless.